And by the way, fans out there, if you are keeping score, we're not running late. No, 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 no. We are sipping an eggnog with Fireball whiskey. He, if I point, no, I don't know which direction to point. I think that works that way, was running late. But that's okay. He has a nurse wife on the front line and a kid and responsibilities. And look at that ponytail. That takes 3 hours in the morning. Come on now.
Yeah. I just don't wake up this beautiful.
I do. You know? I wake up this beautiful every day.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's a bit of a rush. Carol got last night. She's like, hey, it's going to be a long day at the hospital. So, you know, I'm going to be late, and I'm going to be really late, you know, because like sometimes when she's late, that means it's 5. But she's like, I'm home before 8, I'm going to be surprised. So a little too long to leave an 11-year-old home by himself.
You can lock him in the trunk of a car or truck.
I could have.
Well, you can put on frozen peas in there. You can suck on those for a couple hours.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, I'm not a dad. I don't know if you know this or anything.
I do know that. Hey, Gabrielle's here.
Hello, ¿cómo se va? Hello, Gabrielle. I'm sorry, I get all French Canadian around Gabrielle. I don't know why.
We really liked your shoes last week. I don't know that she was on last week to hear us talk about her shoes, but they were fine looking shoes.
Real men like women's shoes. Let me rephrase that. Wait a minute. Wait, someone's calling me. Oh, look, more insurance they want to sell me.
Jordan with the Y's here.
Hi, Jordan. And I bet
the first person
she's not wearing a trench coat.
She's the first person to comment on our post this afternoon about what she liked, what she didn't like.
Jordan, what I like about Jordan is she's an honorary New Yorker. Why do you ask? Well, she's severely opinionated, and I like that. I like that in a human being. See, because this is an interesting subject matter for me. Because a lot of the nerds out there like to fight. Well, man, this is not a Christmas movie. This is a Christmas movie. Well, that's not a Christmas movie. You know what? If Silence of the Lambs to you is a Christmas movie because your mother made pork chops and beat the crap out of your father, I mean lamb chops, pardon me, then it's a Christmas movie. So I'm not going to say that's not a Christmas movie. I'm not going to say Home Alone's not a Christmas movie. I'm not going to say Die Hard's not a Christmas movie. And by the way, Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but that's a whole other story. I'm going to tell you what, like Jordan, I'm going to tell you what I like, and you're going to be surprised at what I don't like. And
I'm not going to be surprised. We've talked about, I mean, off air, we've probably talked about what you don't like.
Well, so. It's called prepping for the show, dear. These kids have to know that, we have a personal life. We go dancing when the weather's nice together, and there's all kinds of things that we do. But right now, we talk about
a lot of people. We got a lot of people in here right now. So, Kevin
Jordan,
Mitchell.
Wait a second, hang on. I just want to tell Jordan, I'd take you to 1,000 places in New York, miss. When all this slows down and Grandpa's not in a wheelie chair, we'll go to New York. Don't worry. So who's here there, Les?
World Series winning pitcher and St. Louis bat boy Kevin Mitchell's here as always. Audrey Lane is here. I don't know if you caught their show last night. They were talking about the International PopCon Festival, the film festival.
It's past my bedtime. You know that. I don't stay.
I know. The best part of the entire show, besides announcing the actual film festival part, and you'll love this, is Audrey called Carl the mayor. It's like an early Christmas present, isn't it?
Let me have a minute. I'm a little verklempt. Audrey, when all this is over, miss, first couple of rounds on me, I assure you.
And George is also here with the International Film Festival. And I think, if I remember what they said last night, is like they're going to start opening it up really. If it's not already opened up already, they're going to open it up really soon for entries. So
George and Audrey, do you have entries in the short film festival, like 10-minute?
I think they do.
Well, I might have an entry for you there, kids. So we should talk around the other end of the bar later on, perhaps at some point.
Maybe.
So Christmas movie. So are we? I want to get back on track because
Okay, sorry.
we're not going to 7 o'clock today because I'm an old guy and I have to pretend I'm going to have dinner aside from my eggnog and whiskey. But this was about Christmas movies you love, Christmas movies you hate, and Christmas movies you love to hate. Is that kind of where we're covering today?
Yes.
So I have only a few I really, really watch. And I didn't watch, I can't help if you guys, oh, you know what, Audrey? I have many other names for Carl, but I'm not allowed to say most of them on here. So just so you know that. But, for a small holiday price of a cocktail, yes. Short and feature. Is that his nickname? Was that what you call him? Short and feature? I don't know. Oh, movies. I'm sorry. I have a conversation behind on that. Great. Well, darling, we'll talk after the new year. Don't worry. But again, don't argue with me. This is not a holiday movie because it's a holiday movie.
Okay.
For me, it always starts with A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
I love stop motion animation. It's a Halloween and a Christmas movie. It's actually a love story with Vincent Price's voice in it. So I'm not look, I directed a live radio play presentation of It's a Wonderful Life at the fabulous Art Craft Theater and Christmas 2015. So I don't watch It's a Wonderful Life anymore. I've directed it. Okay. I've directed it. And every time I hear a bell, I take a bell. Oh, an angel's lost its wings, and a fat guy drinks eggnog and whiskey. Look at that.
Oh, I left mine out in the truck. Dang
I got to tell you, as you left mine in the truck, a hooker I knew used to say that. But seriously, no, she says a sewer. She made rugs. Anyway.
Yeah.
My favorite Christmas movie, because I like it with it. Well, there's two. See, there's one everybody's going to hate, and I'll give you the one everybody's going to hate first. Bad Santa. Billy Bob Thornton as the worst man in the world is one of the funniest things in the world. To me, it is. And the other is Scrooged. I love Bill Murray. It's very 90s or 80s. It has Bobcat Goldthwait in it. And, Alfre Woodard. And I mean, it had Carol Kane and David Johansen. Carol Kane, by the way, is brilliant in that movie. And Karen Allen from Raiders. And I swear to you, I cry every time I watch Scrooged at the end of that movie. And Michael J. Pollard, who you remember from not only Star Trek, but Bonnie and Clyde. He was the kind of squirmy little guy. But that's my very favorite. I'm not. What we have reading to do here. Feature tonight.
Yeah.
It really did. Tim Burton is one of those directors that's iconic and sets people apart. People either love his work or hate his work. I love stop action animation, stop motion. I love Wallace and Gromit and Aardman and Nick Park and all that stuff. So, and it's Christmassy to me. It's and where else in a movie can the ghost take a bone out of his rib, throw it, and the ghost dog goes chasing it? That's my favorite silent bit in that entire movie. And Mr. Oogie Boogie. And I would play Mr. Oogie Boogie in a minute. So if I'm to watch Christmas,
I can still remember seeing this the first time I seen Scrooged, and when they go, well, just staple the antlers to his head, right? That every time is my favorite line in the whole movie. It's just like, of course, why not?
I'm going to give you a quick sidebar list. I'm more apt to watch Christmas episodes of my favorite TV shows. I'll watch the Honeymooners Christmas episode. I'll watch Mary Tyler Moore Christmas episodes. I'll watch a MASH Christmas episode. But for me, it begins with Nightmare Before Christmas. It ends with Scrooge. And the one I don't get, now it's my age, and I know I haven't drank the Indiana Kool-Aid enough, but A Christmas Story, two of my dearest friends in the world, said, "You're going to love this movie." I didn't. You know, if I had Ralphie's gun and it had bullets in it, I would have shot myself twice by watching this movie. So I know that's going to rankle a lot of holiday feathers.
Guess whose feathers it doesn't rankle?
Yours or the mayor's.
Jordan with a Y is also not a big fan of Christmas Story.
This is why she's going to be my ex-wife someday. You know, it's
I think you would like to hear that. And I was like, oh, really? But I was really surprised. So when she said,
and then show business in its sycophantic way, then tried to make it into a stage musical to squeeze out every bit of Americana it could from its wrinkled red truck. I'm sorry, I was looking for wagon. That was the word I was looking for.
Yeah, Steve Speicherman's rolled in and joined us a little late, just like I was. Not we were. We have a sidebar question from Gabrielle.
Bring it on, sister.
She wants to know if you've been to the Center for Puppetry Arts down in Atlanta.
Gabrielle, I'd love to go because I'm a former puppeteer. I used to do hand and rod puppets out of college at the Nassau County Puppet Theater in Eisenhower Park, and I was on a summer mobile unit that went to all the state parks and did this. So, you know what? Love to. And by the way, I don't know you, Gabrielle. Should I say when all this is over? Are you asking? Is there, is there something I should know that I don't know? But
that would be a fun road trip.
You don't have my email, or Facebook message me information about that so I can look at it. That would be sweet. I appreciate it. And when you do Facebook, just tell me what shoes you're wearing. No, I'm kidding. Just it's from last week. I'm trying to tie in the whole thing from last week.
The purple boots gets a thumbs up from me, and she knows that. I'm a fan of those.
I am a fan too. I love Christmas Story. I got dragged to the musical, even though I love that. Even though my family knows I hate that movie. First of all, we'll have to do something to your family. I feel like Stewie now. We're going to have to get even with these people for you, Jordan. I don't know how we're going to do this yet because I'm in a Christmas mood and the whiskey's kicking in. So right now it's everything's weird.
I can see, like, I've hung out with Jordan enough. I can just see her face as her family's going, we're going to see the Christmas Story, the musical. And she's just got that, like, yeah, I probably have seen that Jordan face before.
I would have gotten diarrhea that was exploding out of my eyes. I would have come down with some sort of, mock thing that made.
Yes, the $600 purple boots are.
Now, Gabrielle, are you telling that the price to us because you're bragging, or the price you want us to spend on the next pair of boots for you, Miss? I don't know. I don't know. You
have $600 to spend on boots.
You know what?
Anybody except my wife.
Hang on a second, boys and girls. I have $600 to spend on the right boots. So just so you know, that's all I'm going to say. And when I mean the right boots,
yeah, I hear you. I
mean the right boots.
So let's run down some people's list on that they posted on Facebook.
Everyone's a Christmas movie. Every movie.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
Every movie.
Let's see. So Courtney likes Santa Claus, the Jim Carrey Grinch, Christmas Chronicles, and Noel, which came out last year, I think. And
I know No Hell. It's a horror movie about. No, I made that up. The first Santa Claus I love. I love David Krumholtz was in that too. I love the first Santa Claus. I'm not a big Hallmark guy, even though I have two old dear friends who direct a lot of those Hallmark Christmas pictures. Not the fake one with Mario Lopez and a young Kentucky, Colonel Pride, Sanders. But so no, I'm not usually a sappy. Do I look like a Hallmark?
And then she really hates one of my favorite Christmas movies is Home Alone. I really like most of Home Alone. There's parts of it
not to like about a guy getting hit in the head with a paint can, on a string. That's comedy at its best.
And whatever they paid those stunt guys to do all that stuff wasn't enough, right? Because I can't imagine like landing on the steps that like the backflip that Joe Pesci does on the ice and all that type of thing. So,
fun fact, wasn't Joe Pesci,
Well, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? I like Home Alone. I don't put it back on because I can go up in the mirror and I can go, so there's Home Alone. So I don't watch Home Alone 2 because there's other Tim Curry movies. What is it? Jones? I just got to know, did you do the other pictures yet? Just type in a yes or a no, because the first one I showed to Robert is fantastic. I don't mean to be a tease, boys and girls, but we're working on next week's episode, and it's brilliant. The director is brilliant, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I've heard this director does good work.
He does, and he likes. He likes eggnog and Fireball. Hey, yeah. Mayor, are you out there? Are you hiding somewhere? Are you? Come on the show. So, Joan, just let me. I convinced myself that I hated Home Alone, but it's sweet. It's violent.
I had this same thought, Jordan. I was like, I really wasn't a fan until my son started watching it every Christmas, and then I was like, going, this is funny. This is good stuff. I mean,
and there it is, Les. It's funny. In the end, it makes you laugh when they're getting. Because as a kid, you still can go, boy, I wish I could have got even with people like that.
Yeah. Hey, and I believe this is probably Kelly Bentz, since we had this discussion a little bit earlier about drinking tea and coffee or eggnog and coffee and having to pee a lot during the show. So
I don't get up to pee. Do you see that?
I don't either. He must be way older than us.
Well, Kelly must have prostate problems, or he probably has there.
Let's see. So Steve Spikerman has one of my favorite, and I think this is one of Jordan's favorites as well, which is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is just like, I don't know how you make it better.
I'm a fan of National Lampoon pictures. I mean, one of my favorite of all time is Animal House. So you either get what they're doing and it's broad, or you don't.
Yeah.
But it's so iconic that people love it or hate it. Here's one for you. I just thought of. I haven't seen it in years, and now I want to see it. A movie called The Ref with Dennis Leary and Kevin Spacey as.
You're making Gabrielle's day because that ranks as her favorite.
Does it really? Oh, Gabrielle. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'll buy you $700 boots, Gabrielle. I'll up the ante right here. It is so. First of all, Dennis Leary, really funny. Have a Merry Blanking Christmas. If you haven't heard it, please Google it. And it's a very oddball, kind of bitter, then kind of sweet Christmas movie. Gabrielle, I am your best bud now. Absolutely.
Gabrielle's good people.
Now, Gabrielle, you'll have to. My heart belongs to Jordan. You do understand that right now, but I tend to go through women very quickly. So stay tuned, Jordan. I hope you're smiling as I'm saying this right now. I hope if there's any women out there smiling, thank you very much.
Yeah, Audrey says she really likes the sledding scene in the Christmas Vacation. And
Christmas Vacation. All right.
Yeah, I have to agree. I like the whole tree scene. That's probably my favorite, like from start to finish, getting the tree, the car, and then putting the tree up to the bedroom theme where it's a little sappy, little sappy here.
And it's also the great thing about that movie is it's before Randy Quaid went insane. you know, and he went insane. I saw him and Brother Dennis on Broadway do Sam Shepard's True West, a great play, and
Okay.
oh yeah, just a really great play. But him live is an experience. I promise you that.
Let's see. George wants to know: do you guys have a preference between Christmas comedy, drama, or horror? What's your go-to?
Well, you know me. I'm not a horror movie guy, even though I turned to Freddy Krueger. It's comedy. You know, look what I picked: The Wreck, which is edgy comedy, and Scrooge. I'm not. You know what? I like a little schmaltz, and that's Jewish chicken fat, but it means, you know. Anyway, look it up. But I'm not a warm holiday classic, you know, and the bells rang and everybody was happy and the snow fell. No.
I agree with
happy ending, but put my main character through a little hell, please.
Well, you know? Have you seen? So this leads me into something I just watched this afternoon.
What's that?
It's the Mel Gibson movie that comes out in Christmas called The Fat Man.
So, first of all, love the title. Can't believe I didn't get a read for it. I'm kind of intrigued, like the way you slowed down in an accident, hoping you'll see the body on the highway, you know, that everybody does.
Yeah.
It's like, this is wrong, and if it's $2.99, I might rent it. You know, that kind of moment.
Mm-hmm. I think
he went so south too, you know, in the nut job area, you know, and you know he screwed his career over a couple of times, Mel Gibson.
Sure.
So I'm a little leery.
It definitely reminded me. The trailer reminded me of like Lethal Weapon, Mel Gibson, a little bit.
Which would be fine because he was insane and fun and great in that movie.
Yeah, and I think it's $6.99 on Amazon Prime, I think.
See, you know, and now that's
$6.99.
That's $6.99. You know, that's $1.99 more than I spent on your Christmas present. So I mean, that just seems like a lot of money. You know, more than anything else. You know, that's
for 2 hours of entertainment, $6.99 is too much to. I mean, it cost me that much to get in gas down to your place.
Well, you always have gas when you get down to my place. That's a whole other story. No. You know what I get for $6.99? Really good ice cream. You know.
Okay.
Let that Dryer stuff easy. But no.
George is on my side. He says that it was. He said it was awesome. So maybe you can already watch it. I don't know. It just popped up.
George, I'll watch it, George. Not at $7 a pop. So
he's not paying for it. He's a cheap.
So here's the deal, George.
That's what he's saying.
George, listen to me, George. Send $7 via PayPal. I'll send you my PayPal address. You send it via email, and if you send me $7, I will rent the movie and watch it.
Wow, it says something when Martin Jones, aka Jonesy, says it's over the top and weird.
First of all, when you see the pictures he sent me today that I told him to make, nothing is over the top and weird for this man. See, there's a moment like that in Scrooged, where at the beginning of the film, they're showing a movie, an evil movie for Christmas, and it's Lee Majors in The Day the Reindeer Died, and it's really funny in the opening of the movie. And when I saw Fat Man, I went, it's the day the reindeer died. They finally made the movie from Scrooged. Watch the first 10 minutes of Scrooge, guys. You'll know what I mean. But but look, George, here's the other thing, George. I'm 66. 2 hours of your time might not seem a lot to you, but 2 hours of my time is a little more pricey than it's ever been right now. I'd rather watch something that I really love again, Scrooge, that I know every moment of, than go, I'm really annoyed at George for recommending this movie now, because there's no accounting for taste. You might be the most brilliant movieteer in the world, but me, it looks like Mel Gibson is in the middle of something that might not be entertaining, you know?
I don't know. It looked pretty funny to me. I mean, I would pay $7 to watch it.
Is it violent? Is it horror? Is their arms getting chopped off? Is that what's in the bag?
I think it's like action movie, like Lethal Weapon a little bit. People get hurt, people get shot.
Well, I don't mind a little bang bang shoot him up, but he looks deranged in the poster.
Well, I mean, if you were Santa Claus, would you be deranged?
I am Santa Claus.
And you answered my question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's plain and simple. The answer, of course, is yes.
So let's go back to the Facebook folks. Nick Warman has A Year Without a Santa Claus. I have not seen that one. So
Nick, if these kind of suggestions are what I'm going to meet up with Friday in our meeting, I don't think I want to get together. You're going to have to come up with a better movie than that, Nick. Come on.
And then he has so that kicks off his list. Then Christmas Vacation, Nightmare Before Christmas, Elf, and then Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus?
I mean, Santa Claus 3.
Santa Claus 3.
Yeah, I don't know.
The first two weren't good enough for him?
I don't know. I mean,
do you know somebody in the movie, maybe?
Aren't they all the same? I don't know.
That was a bitter non-show business kind of answer there, wasn't it?
Yeah. Elf. What's your views on Elf?
You know my views on I forget his name.
Mr. Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. It's at the top of the level of I'm about to not be able to stand him. It's right up there, but it gets tempered for me by having Bob Newhart in the movie. So, this little Bob Newhart. I like the concept, and here's the deal. I like the concept of basically the lost child thing. It's a nice story, and Will Ferrell as a 6-foot elf, who thinks he's an elf, is funny. But the sound like nails on a chalkboard? There are certain sounds that make people go kind of nuts. After a while, I tune his voice out. But Elf, for me, is one of those movies that there's enough stupid laughs, Like, is Jingle All the Way a Christmas movie? Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad? There's a couple of laughs in there, but nobody's brought that up as a Christmas movie. I think Elf is legit on people's list Christmas movie. Not that anybody cares what I think, but it is. It's funny, and it's iconic, and it's a meme machine at Christmas time.
Sure.
That's how the masses like it.
Well, that doesn't mean it's good.
Exactly. I've been saying that for 100 years. But I have to agree that Elf is watchable at Christmas.
Brad and the guys are working on a bit that they're going to come out in the next week or two about movies that you like and dislike at the same time that are Christmas movies. And Elf is that one for me. I like it. It has some good scenes in it, but also it's like going, okay, enough stupidity, enough.
But that's not like it. See, that's your Midwestern. I'm going to sit on both sides of the fence. Either you like it or you don't. Either it makes you laugh and you put up with those scenes, or it sucks and I hate Will Ferrell. See, that's where I am. If you said Elf, good or bad, in the end I would go, I hate to say it's bad.
Yeah, I would side on the side of bad. It's one I dislike on my list.
But I get that it's on everybody's good side.
Yeah, and I like the singing in the shower scene because that takes Will Ferrell totally out of his normal craziness bit, and that's a really good scene, I think. But
I'm with you. I'm sorry.
But then the whole having syrup on your breakfast cereal is just like really you can't.
But they're not writing Les. They're not writing it for you. They're writing it for a much younger demographic. So either grow down or move on. You know what I mean? It's not for you. They didn't write. You know what? What's Les Eller going to think? Let's put this movie together. Not happening. Like they don't think of me, but here's the story about old age. No one's put one black and white movie down.
Okay,
Not
well we'll scroll down to those folks because Justin Jones has some black and white movies, and Kevin Mitchell has
what does Justin Jones have?
Life, Miracle on 34th Street.
There you go, absolutely.
Holiday Inn, White Christmas,
Inn. Fantastic.
And I mean, those aren't black and white. I don't think.
I think Holiday Inn is black and white.
It might be. I don't know that I've ever honestly seen that, so I can't say if I like it.
It's a great 40s Christmas movie. You know, how about Christmas Carol with Alistair Sim, who to me is the greatest Scrooge of all time? You know, not Albert Finney, not anybody else. Alistair Sim, that London. Everybody thinks. Do you know another thing about Christmas in London? In the 20th century, it only snowed 6 times on Christmas Day, though we always pictured London at Christmas time having lots of snow. Anyway, I watched too many panel shows. But yeah, there's a whole Elf Good Darn. I know, Jones. I know. Jones.
Yeah, it's okay to be wrong, Jones.
No. See, that's the thing. There's no accounting for taste. What people love. No, I mean that in a good sense.
Okay.
People make Brussels sprouts and they go, it's delicious. And I go, I'm sure for you it is. But for me, it's not. That doesn't mean they're not delicious. I just don't like them.
Let's see. And then we got some people chiming in, of course, with Die Hard. Let's see. George and I think Steve Spikerman chimes in with that a little bit. And Brian Alford, who we haven't seen Brian Alford around in a while, so
well, his bail bondsman doesn't let him out very much. So.
That could be. What do you think of Gremlins as a Christmas movie?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's funny and it's a little horror. There's your funny horror Christmas movie. You know.
Yeah, if I go with a horror Christmas movie, it's got to be Gremlins. Because I'm sorry, Audrey, I'm not a big horror movie guy. I just I want to watch funny, and some of the stuff is fun.
I agree. I don't want to see Silent Night, Deadly Night. I don't want to see Krampus. I don't give a rat's ass about Krampus. Give me Bill Murray as Scrooge. That now you have my attention. But I'm old, and I like different movies than you do.
Yeah.
Your grandmother liked a good movie.
So in doing some research, looking at Rotten Tomatoes Christmas movie list, that Tim Burton directed 3 movies on that list? Batman Returns, Edward Scissorhands, and Nightmare Before Christmas. I was surprised.
Are you surprised at what? That Edward Scissorhands is a Christmas movie?
No, that Tim Burton has 3 Christmas movies on that list. I don't know that there's anybody else that does.
Oh, but so what are the 3 movies? Edward Scissorhands. See, I don't think of that as a Christmas movie.
I didn't think so either. I don't know why it made the list. So if somebody could, I haven't watched it for
Christmas. And what? Nightmare Before Christmas.
Batman Returns. So Michael Keaton.
Batman Returns is not a Christmas. See, that's where I'll draw the line. In my opinion.
Okay, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman, though, is it can be a Christmas movie.
No, you know what? Is just because there's a car in a scene in the movie, is it about racing? No. Just because there's a Christmas tree in the movie doesn't make it a Christmas scene. That movie's not about Christmas. That movie is about gay Batman, and seeing Batman's nipples. Wasn't that the movie with George Clooney as Batman?
No. This was still Michael Keaton Batman. Danny DeVito's in it as the Penguin.
No, I know. But it's not it takes place during the winter, and there's a Christmas sale at Shrek's. This is where I'll argue with you. But it's that's not a Christmas movie.
Okay, it's on the list I was looking at, and that's all I'm saying.
Who wrote this list?
Oh, the guys at Rotten Tomato. So they're wrong sometimes, and that's
Well, you know
okay.
what? They're pretty funny though. The guys at Rotten Tomatoes. But you make a list so people like you and I can have a discussion about it.
Sure. And then we mentioned we seen it on Rotten Tomato, and people go there and go, "Oh, wonder what else they got on there."
So, what else is on their list of those Christmas movies?
So one that didn't make sense to me either was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I didn't know that one.
I don't really know it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff on here that I was just like, "What?" Rare Exports. It came out in 2010, so I have no idea what it is. It looks like a kids movie.
Don't know it. Can't argue the point.
Tokyo Godfathers. I don't know that one.
I think I was in that. I think I was in the dubbed version of that. But
it had Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy.
I can see that as a Christmas movie, yes, but I haven't seen that movie in, should I say, 35 years, and not want to. Mr. Mayor, what's your favorite Christmas movie? And you see my superhero Christmas shirt I'm wearing there?
Oh, Gabrielle's chiming in on the Rare Exports. It's a foreign Krampus movie. Way better than... Okay, so yeah, that one's definitely not one I'm going to watch then.
No.
As Peter says, as you get older, you pick and choose more and more what you're going to watch. And one we haven't talked about is A Holiday Party. It came out a few years ago, and it's about throwing the office Christmas party that they're not supposed to throw.
Is that the Jason Bateman, Jennifer Aniston movie?
I believe so.
It's on my list. Every trailer I see of it makes me laugh. So,
it's funny. I give it a thumbs up. So,
it's on my list to watch this Christmas.
What do you think about all the Grinch remakes?
I'm groaning.
We're on the
I'm
same.
not a fan of the Grinch. We watched it here with Lola the other week. We had Christmas movies on in the background, and I'm not a musical Christmas. You're a mean one, Mister. I didn't even like the book as a kid. I liked all the other Dr. Seuss books, but I guess I was that kid who didn't want to see some rat bastard up the hill steal Christmas. Maybe I just had a child reaction to it. But I'm not a Grinch fan. If anybody's going to do it, Jim Carrey should do it. But a Charlie Brown Christmas, I would watch 10 times before I would watch a Grinch Christmas.
Oh, really? Okay.
See, because go ahead.
I like the original Grinch, the animated Dr. Seuss version. I like that. The rest, that says something that it didn't need to be remade.
I agree.
Some things are just fine the way they are, kids. You don't have to try to make it live action.
What you want to do also is you want to fix the copy of those movies. That the stop animation Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is terrible because it's like cotton balls and wooden sleighs. But it's brilliant because it's cotton balls and wooden sleighs.
And it came out in 1964. So, besides stop motion animation and hand-drawn animation, those were your only two choices. Right? So, unless you're doing Disney stuff.
Right. And even stop motion animation was the realm of Ray Harryhausen and the monster movies and King Kong and Sinbad and the Seven Seas and all that stuff is where the stop motion animation was. 20,000, Journey to the Center of the Earth, and there was another one, The Giant Behemoth. Those Saturday morning dinosaur movies that were either lizards or stop motion.
George Lane wants to know our thoughts on the Star Wars holiday special.
I'm George. I'm sure you know the word kitsch. It's now beyond kitsch. It's so funny that people will have more than one Fireball whiskey and then laugh and point at it.
Yes.
I think every one of the people involved in that would rather that burn in hell than should get any airtime, but it's going to be around forever.
See you, Jonesy. Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks, Jonesy. Thanks for the picks today, too.
R2 says hi.
Either that or wants to know where the bathroom is. I'm never sure what he's saying.
Oh, he was saying goodbye to Jonesy as well.
Oh, that's good. It's nice that you speak, droid, dear.
Yeah, no problem. And perfect timing since we're talking about the Star Wars holidays. I think Mark Hamill has realized. I think he's good with it. He realizes how bad it was. I don't think he disassociates himself with it the way maybe Harrison Ford does.
Yeah, no, you got to point at it. You got to go. Look how bad we were, and at that point, it was money, and there was nothing like Star Wars. Look, if you weren't in live in 1977, then you really can't grok how earth-changing Star Wars was in the movie theaters. So the fact that they tried to make a fast buck on TV, not knowing if there would ever be another one. And by the way, Lucas talked about when it first came out that it was a 9-movie, it was a triple trilogy. He said that back in '77. But you don't know, and then Empire comes back and it's the better movie. But that's another story for another day. We're talking Christmas.
Sure. Well, and Steve Spikerman brings up a good one that Disney did a Lego Star Wars holiday special, and I think it's recent, and I have not watched it yet. It's on my list of things to check out. But I generally like the Lego stuff because
Lego is like chocolate pudding. How do you not like chocolate pudding? And everything Lego does, whether you are a big fan of this or that, is fun. And it's funny. Lego Batman is funny.
It is.
Yeah, it's.
And Lego
I watched the Lego holiday movie.
And they've done a good job with all their other Star Wars stuff. And they poke fun at the movie, poke fun at all the stuff that you want to poke fun at. It's got, people like me and you and the rest of the Star Wars geeks writing it. It's got to,
Wait. I'm not a Star Wars geek. I am a movie aficionado, dear.
Okay, fair enough.
I have no cloak. I don't go like this a lot. The droids you're looking for.
Sure. Your phone doesn't beep like R2D2 does.
Either. No, my phone doesn't even ring, even in the holidays anymore. Call me, Jordan. I miss you.
She's not going to call you because you've already moved on to Gabrielle. I mean,
I have not. You know what? X-Wing man, go away now. The last thing I need you is messing up me with the lady. Please.
So here's one that we haven't talked about yet, and it was done in 2011, and it's an animated movie called Arthur Christmas. And Leaf brought it in, and I don't. It's not terrible.
What are they? Rats, mice?
No. It's multiple generations of Santa Clauses, right? And they're passing it down from one generation to the next. And the guy that thinks he's in line is supposed to get it and does all this high-tech stuff. And he can deliver all the presents on time.
So who is that guy? Who's our hero?
The guy that is in the mailroom, the second son,
the actor
in the mailroom that really has the Christmas spirit.
The actor's name.
It has James McAvoy in it. Hugh Laurie, Bill Nye, Jim Broadbent.
First of all, amazing cast. Jim Broadbent, many people probably won't know, but was in Moulin Rouge. Jim Broadbent is unbelievable, terrific actor. I would watch it on that cast alone.
And it's good. I caught myself sitting there. It's like, it's the first couple times it was sort of in the realm of Home Alone. I was like going, okay, this is a kid's movie. And it's like, oh, this is actually not bad. It's not bad.
All right, way to go, Leaf. Leaf made the list. There we go.
Yeah. Oh. So I don't know why this is coming up.
Yes, the Santa. We said earlier. I'm not a fan of the second and third, but I love the first one. I love the idea that Santa Claus gets past a reluctant Santa. And
I thought she was going, oh, pick me, because Tim Allen is a distant cousin of mine.
Well, let her name drop. What's the matter with you? You just name drop Gabrielle with any time with me. I'll name drop name for name with you too. Don't you worry.
Oh, I think we've kind of made it through the list.
Have we? All right.
Yeah.
So
go ahead. Here's a question, and
I'm listening.
I listened to a podcast where they asked this question: is there a Christmas movie that you would like to see a spin-off 10 episode Netflix series made of? Like any of these shows that we mentioned that. No, nothing. You got nothing for me?
You're talking about a venue that has a specific storyline already. So you want the what happens next moment, and is there 10 episodes behind the what happens next?
I don't know. See, so I talked about this with Carol, and I came up with Cousin Eddie's Journey to Clark's House. I think that would be a good 10 episode-ish Netflix series that would probably be pretty funny.
I don't know. Oh, look, it's just my chin. I'm sorry. I have back issues, as you all know. It's not ringing any bells for me. There's every story that I know is. So it's not really a sequel, your episode. It's sort of a prequel.
Well, it didn't have to be a or it didn't have to be a prequel or a sequel. It could be a spinoff, however we want to go. You go with it.
And if I'm the producer, I'm taking a pass this morning on that.
Okay.
That doesn't mean it might not be a great movie, but again, Christmas for me is really not about the movies. There's a couple, like I said, there's a couple of TV shows, but we never put on the holiday Yule log and opened up a box of mint Milanos and turned on the Hallmark Channel and watched people not kiss each other for 6 hours. No, it was just never doing it for me, and it's not. Look, here's a man who has one of the 3 greatest kisses of his life was beneath the lit Rockefeller Center Christmas tree with the music going on and the ice skaters going. So I love a good Christmas moment. It just doesn't usually mean celluloid for me. Like I said, television show episodes, because that was big for me, remember? And I did my television episode, Christmas episode. So I tended to gravitate towards those more,
Okay.
And I promise you this too, Les, the older I've gotten, the more, I don't want to say picky, let's use the word selective.
Grumpier.
Well, there's no two ways about that, but I was grumpy. I was a grumpy young man. See, I would watch Grumpy Old Men as a Christmas movie only because it takes place in winter. And you got to stay for the credit scene with that movie, too.
Yes, you do.
But that's not a movie. They're so bitter in that movie. It's funny.
I've met guys like that, too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Walt. Again, we haven't talked about a lot of older stuff, but you put Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon in a movie, and Burgess Meredith, who's as filthy at the end of that movie as during the outtakes as you can imagine.
Yes.
So Not a Christmas movie. Whatever makes you think about Christmas. Here's my final thoughts. Are we ready for final
Sure,
thoughts?
we are.
It is this generation. I'll speak to you now like Grandpa. This generation, more than any other generation I've ever seen in my lifetime, defines itself. I am this because I say I am this. And that's who I am. And I would like you to treat me like that. It's a very, very powerful thing. Well, you know what? I think movies are like that too. And I think sometimes it is what it is. And if a certain movie makes you nostalgic for Christmas and it reminds you of a sad time or a happy time, then it's terrific. This will be the Christmas we now talk about for the rest of our lives. With any luck, this is the last Christmas indoors. Odds are by September 1st, we'll be somewhere back in the world again with each other.
Maybe sooner.
Well, I err on the side of September 1st. If it's sooner, I think the vaccines will get out sooner. I think, people's willingness to take them. And I'm in a group that will get them before you because I'm 65 with pre-existing
preconceived ideas of what.
Yeah, preconceived ideas of what So I got a new PCP to get her with the program early on too. But it's your holiday. Enjoy it however you want. If nobody mentioned a Muppet Christmas Carol,
I just passed over it.
Oh, okay. So there are so many other great Christmas movies, or movies that make you think of Christmas, or your parents, or your mother, or the three people you killed on that cold Christmas evening. I'm sorry, I digressed for a minute. Make it happen this year. For the most part, I'm going to be alone on Christmas Eve, but I'll be chatting with folks, and I've already bought myself a Christmas present, wrapped it, and put it under the tree. So you make it happy. There's a lady, talk about small business, a friend of Abby's, one of my students, who's selling pies for Christmas. And this is how she makes money because she doesn't have a job now. And, I said, tell her I'll buy a pie,
Sure.
Yeah. Why not? If I had mittens that were working right now, I'd make cookies and I would leave it for the neighbor. That there's a lot of stuff you can do. So final thoughts right now. Yeah, this is going to be the weirdest Christmas you ever spent, probably. Unless you were in the military or in prison, this will probably be the weirdest Christmas you've ever spent. So make it a little extra special. Don't stress. A lot of your friends don't like Christmas. Screw them. You know what you can do? Snooze them for 30 days on Facebook. If they don't like Christmas, just get rid of them for 30 days.
I don't understand. How can you not like Christmas?
That is for above our paid grade therapy that I'm certainly not going to dive into.
I'm sorry if you do.
But there are certain people that it doesn't matter why not. That's the whole point. If they don't like Christmas, then don't sing a Christmas carol to them.
I guess. But
everybody
it blows my mind. I never thought about it.
People have hard times at the holidays. Again, I've always said
I understand that part of it.
Well, we're talking the therapist hour now. But that mistrust of maybe what happened in a childhood turns into whatever it is. But what I'm just saying is let everybody be this Christmas. Be loving it or not loving it, and just find the way that makes you happy. You know what makes me happy? My Christmas tree is up. The lights look great. I have tinsel on it. I love tinsel. People go, I don't like tinsel. I go, guess what? You're not invited over to see the tree.
Oh, really? Even if I bring scones?
What? But you like tinsel now. You do.
No, I don't like tinsel. Well, I have traumatic childhood memories of having to pick up all the tinsel out of the carpet.
Well, this is good to know. Then I'm going to start mailing you some on a weekly basis.
Sure. But Carol will think it's funny as hell.
Oh, well, then I win. I'm getting in with the wife. That's always the place to get into.
Yes.
Look, I have Christmas lights in my bedroom now. It looks like Christmas. Does it feel like Christmas? I'm alone in an apartment complex in Indiana. And guess what? It feels really like Christmas. I'm wearing a red superhero shirt.
I seen that. I liked it.
I'm performing stuff with my gang. By the way, Breakfast Anytime Improv on YouTube. You want the Christmas gift for me? Subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and subscribe to everything. So we can get the people I believe in so much and their face out there more and more. But, Les, that we get to do this 2 days before Christmas will be very cool.
Hey, you know what? I won't have to. I'm off. We could do this on Tuesday mornings.
Let me check my calendar. I'm very busy, man, because now this is doctor season. I don't know if you know that, but
yeah.
Let me look at the calendar, and
so like the 22nd and 29th, I could do Tuesdays. Go back to Tuesday mornings.
All right,
this show should be.
As this show, make it so. What do they say at the end of The Mandalorian? This is the way.
This is the way. Yeah.
This is the way. Well, this is the way for now, and then the other way will be the other way later.
Yeah.
But we'll do it. And by the way, there's a fabulous. This is the Elf weekend too. I have 20 of my students and friends dressing up as elves for a final bit for Breakfast Anytime Improv. So do subscribe, and that's the Christmas present you can give me. That and let everybody be this Christmas. Still a lot of angry people out there. Just stay clear, Stay clear. Mm-hmm. Send the people you love extra love,
Yeah, call your friends. And I think Audrey says she hates really loud Christmas music in the stores.
I agree.
And annoying shoppers. I get that. Do you want to talk about Christmas music next week? Like holiday records?
Yeah, Christmas music, your favorite and your least favorite. Yeah. Audrey, let's hear from you next week about first of all, I agree that it's overbearing and loud and they want to drown you out of your money there, but I made my Spotify list, so if people come over, I have both. It spans the years, rockabilly from, and Mele Kalikimaka. So let's talk about favorite and least favorite Christmas songs next year.
Sure. I mean, next week. Dean Martin's holiday album came across my Pandora a couple times.
Fantastic.
And just listening to that, I really wish that when I was watching Dean Martin, I was this age as opposed to being 10, right? Because I think you get it more as an adult. It's like
my mom loved Dean Martin. Dino. She said, "Oh, it's Dino," And we used to watch the Dean Martin show together. If you don't know the history and comic and life of Dean Martin, it's a fascinating story. But I agree, that mix of Christmas music that makes you feel wave coming in late. Oh, no, it's I'm sorry. We already gave out all the Christmas candy, Hoover. I'm very sorry.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait till next year for your stocking. We passed them all out.
No, man. And they were lovely hose, too. They were opaque.
Yeah. We even got Gabrielle a pair of $700 shoes on the show. You missed it.
800.
They were 800?
I'm the ones I'm buying are 800. That's, I'm upping the ante. But yeah, we'll talk Christmas music next week. And it's close to the holiday. This will be fun. We're having fun. Put in your favorite songs this week. Post your favorite Christmas song on PopTop. What's she reacting to?
I think that the fact that you went, now I'm getting $900 pair of shoes.
That's not 9. No, 800. Don't stop spending my money. Look, Gabrielle, when all this is over, we'll have a discussion. All right, please. This. Until then.
Yeah. My final thoughts are mask up. Stay safe. It's gonna be just like Thanksgiving, different than we ever had before. And call those people that you haven't talked to for a while. Everybody's going through stuff. So, really like hearing from everybody. So whether that's dropping them a message or a text, but like a good phone call, like Peter always says, goes much, much farther than a horse, a rocking horse. I think I have that Christmas ornament in a different color.
A hobby horse. I have so many of these because my mother always gave them to me because I lived on my hobby horse as a kid. And
My
you can see my wayward. You see this finger here? It doesn't want to get involved with the rest of the hand. By the way, that's part of the problem. But yeah, that's. I don't ever hang this on my Christmas tree because I want it to be near me. Oh, here's a mom Christmas moment. It is. It's true. All right, kids. Merry Christmas, Les. I'll see your lovely face in about 9 seconds when we're off the air.
I think so. Everybody have a good week, and we will see you all next Wednesday at the same time.
We miss you, Mr. Mayor.
Maybe at 4:30 on time next week, hopefully.
I'll be on time. Don't worry.
I'm always on time. I arrive when I intend to arrive, as Gandalf would say.